I welcome all of you where you are. And as Dr. Ali informed, today discussion is on New Education Policy 2020 and Vocational Education. Friends, Vocational Education, I think you might be aware, we have a perception since beginning it is for school education, but how can be it linked with the higher education? So we will be discussing and more focus on higher education concern, because in our previous discussion we have discussed about the priority area of New Education Policy 2020. As you might be aware, those who have already gone through any document of New Education Policy and so on, if you see the basically 2020 policy document stated that it target to provide exposure to 50% of students to vocational education. It is a huge challenge, और आप सब लोगों को जो टीचर्स हैं, आपका जो involvement है and to provide vocational education, that is 50% enrollment in that program and courses by 2025 as NEP 2020 document stated. So whereas if you see the other part of the world and our own context, we have only present less than 5% of total workforce to get formal vocational training. So this is a huge task. और पॉलिसी के जो डॉक्यूमेंट के जो स्टेटमेंट हैं उसमें मैंने कुछ हाईलाइट किया है, क्योंकि आपका रोल एज ए टीचर यू आर टीचिंग योर ओन डिसिप्लिन, बट इफ यू सी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी फोकस इज मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी एंड इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी एज डॉक्टर अली जस्ट स्टेटेड, and our document also saying the same. So how it will be implemented at your respective institutions? Because the policy stated that beginning with the vocational exposure to at early stages, middle and secondary school, but quality vocational education will be integrated smoothly into higher education. So जो students school education से 10+2 या उससे पहले 6-7 onwards से CBSE और other state boards से vocational schools से study करके आ रहे हैं, how it will linked with the higher education, huge challenge. And if you go further policy document, and document stated because of national higher education qualification will be formulated. What is national higher education qualification formulated? And then second point I focus here, national skill qualification framework. As a teachers, you might be having a lot of confusion. What is this qualification framework? Earlier, if you see, we were having no qualification framework, and 2020, 12 and before that, we were having national qualification framework in labor force and unorganized labor and all that. But if you see the formal vocational qualification framework, it notified on 2020, that says National Vocational Education Qualification Framework. Later, government come out with the latest National Skill Qualification Framework during November 2013, which sees the integration of the vocational education into higher education. It points out that higher education qualification leading to a degree, diploma, certificate shall be described by the National Higher Education Qualification Frameworks in terms of such learning outcome. So it is integration of National Skill Qualification Framework with the National Higher Education Qualification Framework. And if we go further, the policy document stated that we have to set up of facilitate norms for issues such as career transfer. Already bank credit we are discussing in everywhere, in across the country, every states, and faculty and academy are involved to this career transfer and equivalence through the National Higher Education Qualification Framework. But if you go further highlight, which is related to the our vocational education, that is mandate of the policy that is relevant agencies to identify specific skills. I will focus here. आप लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करना है स्पेसिफिक स्किल्स क्या अपने करिकुलम से रिलेटेड. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन द स्टूडेंट नीड्स और मार्केट डिमांड. एंड थर्ड फैक्टर इज अवेलेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एट योर हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन दैट स्टूडेंट मस्ट एक्वायर ड्यूरिंग देयर एकेडमिक प्रोग्राम्स विद द एम ऑफ preparing well-rounded learners for the 21st century skills, because this era is for skill and vocational based education, and we know our unemployment rate is increasing, and we have to create skills among every graduate, whatever discipline he or she has been enrolled in your respective institutions. And we are not creating skills for only for getting a job or enhancing the employability, but we also have this document stated to provide the entrepreneurship skills so that other people can also join you when you are going to start your own businesses, startups and all that. Keeping this background, we summarize this document in a nutshell that we required the integration of general, academic and vocational education while ensuring the vertical and horizontal mobility of students and learners between academics and vocational streams. These are the National Education Policy Document recommendations. If we go in past, where in 1947 onwards or before that and after that, if you see the before that, before independent era, Hunter Commission was formulated under British period. They stated vocational education, and at the time of 1947 and Mahatma Gandhi's new Talim education also focused on vocational education. After that, various policies and document of Government of India stated the importance of vocational education, but we have not been succeeded so far due to various reasons. One of the reasons was that vocational education failed in India because of not integration into higher education. So the first time regulating authorities and various higher education bodies come up with the discussion and integrations of this vocational education into higher education. And 2013 onwards, we were having National Skill Qualification Framework, which have been recommended in also our New Education Policy 2020, which has been given the level-wise first to 10 level of skill and vocational education concerned. Now coming to this background, what is our future and what we are going to see? Recently, UGC, I think during last week, has come out the Curriculum and Credit Framework for Undergraduate Program as per NEP 2020 recommendations. What it says? Because Curriculum and Credit Framework for UGC programs recommended revision of CBCS, choice-based credit system. It revised degree programs and how it will be degree programs, which will be implemented now because UGC had already issued the guidelines. That is multiple entry and exits, you all know. Flexible degree option with single major and double major. And what is single major and double majors? And if you are having the same credit and same course like physics, as the document stated, you have 60 credits or 80 credits and 40 credits for other disciplines, and major you have 60 and 60, 120 credits. So I think a separate session will be taken by other my colleagues and will discuss the details of the curriculum and credit framework. But my point in the context of vocational education is curriculum built with employability skills in addition to your academic skills. You are teacher of mathematics, you are teacher of physics or history, you are giving academic skills in your respective program or courses. How can be interlinked with these employable skills? This is the basic recommendations, and the guidelines has come out and you have to implement in your existing courses and programs. The second issue is most important is vocational education training explained in this curriculum framework is that it will come from the integrated part of the undergraduate programs to impart skills along with the theory and practical. So integration required. We are not giving degree, and a lot of reports says that industry is not able to recruit right personnel at the respective enterprises because of graduates, those who are coming from various disciplines are not having required skills. So now the skills is an integrated part of the curricula where academic courses as well as skill courses will be integrated under this new framework, as like in choice-based CBCS credit system was also there. But at minimum of 12 credits will be allotted to the minor stream related to vocational education and training, and these can be related to the major or minor discipline or choice of the students, because students have been given options. These courses will be useful to find a job for those students who exist before completing the program. This is the recommendation, this curriculum credit framework guidelines. You have to implement at your respective institutions. The most important part is, you see this table. This has been divided into 8 categories, this new curriculum guidelines. And that guidelines state is that major core will be including research methodology and vocational education as well. So how much? We have referred 12 credits and 48 your physics, 12 credits your research methodology or vocational education. And 3 degree program, it will be 60 credits, I just said कि एक अलग से सेशन आई थिंक क्रेडिट फ्रेमवर्क से रिलेटेड और नेशनल क्रेडिट फ्रेमवर्क के ऊपर लिया जाएगा. माय कोलीग्स विल डिस्कस इन डिटेल, बट हियर वी विल बी हाईलाइटिंग ब्रीफली about the vocational education, and 4 year it will be 80 credits. So minor stream it will be 24 credits for 3-year undergraduate course or 32 credits for 4 year. Multidisciplinary I think 9, and ability enhancement courses 8 credits in each, whether 3 years or 4 years. The most important point here in this table is that skill enhancement courses. If you see the first part, first item, major course also you have to include vocational education where less hands-on experience is there, and item number 5 it is skill enhancement courses, that is practical skills, hands-on training and soft skills. That depends upon, again I just said in the beginning of the session, it all depends student needs, available resources at your respective institution. The third most important point is कि that is demand by the industry at that particular region, what type of skills and vocational programs they are looking into while appointing their employee at their respective enterprises. It is 9 credits course. So value added courses is common, 6 to 8 credits in both the cases, and summer internship it is very important, that is 2 to 4 credits depending upon the situations, and research project. This is a broad I think curriculum framework. Credit framework has been given by UGC recently. We have to design and convert our existing courses and programs as per the UGC new guidelines framework. Under this scenario, how will be implemented? It requires a lot of resources, but in ODL framework we require self-learning materials or training manuals, but in the conventional teaching we require already text available, or you have to frame the syllabus and revise the syllabus as per these guidelines, number 1. Number 2, give more focus on vocational education courses and skill enhancement courses in your revised syllabus and curriculum. What are the curriculum? What are the approaches? How it will be implemented? आपके मन में काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस होंगे कि ये तो हमारा काम बढ़ता जा रहा है, लेकिन आप देखिए जो ग्रेजुएट डिग्री लेके जा रहे हैं उसको एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी मार्केट में नहीं मिल रही है, इंडस्ट्री और एम्प्लॉयर बोल रहे हैं कि उसके पास स्किल नहीं है, तो हमें ये स्किल्स और वोकेशनल एजुकेशन कंपोनेंट जो है वो जॉब भी नहीं कर पाता है, सपोज वो अपना वर्क जो है वो स्टार्ट कर सकता है. वी हैव टू गिव ए बास्केट ऑफ स्किल्स ऑप्शनल एज अर्लियर वी वर डूइंग इन चॉइस बेस्ड सिस्टम. Now coming to this particular framework, and 3 dimension of curriculum framework is needed, and as recommended by NEP or as National Curriculum Framework, that is academic, whatever your courses are there, history, geography, economics, whatever, and physics, and skills we have to give option to the student to choose what type of skills or vocational program required. Then experimental learning. How it will be? Student has to go field, hands-on experience, internship, projects where he can learn respective vocational or skill training at his own interest or as per the need of the industry. So in that case, your role is going to be changed. You have experiences designing the curricula, courses, programs as per the academic courses, but here we have to inbuilt vocational pedagogy. What is vocational pedagogy? How it is different from the academic courses or academic pedagogy? Let me brief a little bit, then we will come out these great discussions again that how will be implemented and what are the best practices. Our discussion जो यहाँ चल रहा है 3 part में, what new education policy document stated and how UGC has come out this document or curriculum framework to be implemented across all university colleges in this country, and third is how is vocational pedagogy different from the earlier practices, what mostly teachers are being used and adopting at they're delivering the programs and courses, and third is best practices, what we are doing, what are the vocational courses programs we have been offered and how it has been designed. I will highlight some issues. Here to coming out the vocational pedagogy, and vocational pedagogy is a field of knowledge oriented towards vocational trades, occupations and professions. But in my personal point of view, if you see in India, the importance of vocational education pedagogy is less in comparison to other part of the world. If you see success stories of vocational education programs across the globe, like Germany or South Korea, example I am giving, because we have reports and research R&D and which we found the best practices region is that because they adopted the vocational pedagogy. At the moment, we are not giving any importance to that. So when this new document curriculum framework is being implemented, so all faculty, those who are involved in curriculum designing or those who want to design this skill or vocational component in the respective trades and the respective academic courses, there is a need for relationship between working life and the education system, such that studies of work-based activity in vocational education to be highlighted and to be incorporated in your revised curriculum. And the second important, is there any difference in vocational pedagogy or academic pedagogy? Yes. How? Let me explain. Vocational pedagogy is based on vocational tasks in a workplace and social context. There are so many vocational tasks. I asked students को कि जब हम एक बेकरी का प्रोग्राम पढ़ा रहे हैं कि how to make a bread or how to design a particular shirt design, fashion design programs in our courses, and some innovative ideas that has been given. The second most important point is need for skill gap analysis at workplace, because you have to choose vocational programs, skill gaps of particular area where this curricula is delivered and how this industry is asking for to deliver the vocational education program. And third is DACUM expert workshop, which we are not doing any in academic courses. How this vocational pedagogy is different from the academic courses. So development of curriculum is a DACUM approach we called, where employer or industry and your all work students' experiences integrated. This type of analysis can be contribute specification of the curricula decided by the policymaker in this curriculum framework. So this process of identifying and appraising an individual's level of functioning in relation to vocational education training job market basically focus is to enhance the employability. That's why we have to design the curricula as per the industry needs or employer needs. So assessment options from open-ended written assessments to performance tasks to portfolio management, that is the beauty of the vocational pedagogy. मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ एक ऐसे कि एक मार्केट में हम जा रहे हैं, अचानक हमारा जो टू व्हीलर है या फोर व्हीलर है वो वर्किंग नहीं करता है, ख़राब हो जाता है. सो हम साइड में देखते हैं कि एक ऐसा मैकेनिक जो फुटपाथ पे है वो पंचर लगा रहा है, उसके पास वो स्किल है, लेकिन ही हैज़ नॉट टेकन एनी formal vocational training or skill training. So what to do? This type of skills, we have prior learning, we have to check of the learner by recruiting respective programs and give them formal training. What type of skill? Everybody have skill, but they are able to recognize. So prior learning enhance this skill design program or vocational program. उसकी वो formal vocational training देने के बाद वो एक scientific way से पेंसिल लगा रहा है आज, और वो आपको इमीडिएटली असेसिबिलिटी एक जॉब जो है वो कंप्लीट करके दे रहा है. सो असेसमेंट का एक एग्जांपल ये है कि एकेडमिक कोर्सेज में तो हमें हैबिट है कि हम 33%, 40% और 50% मार्क्स देने की, बट इन वोकेशनल स्किल ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स वी हैव टू थिंक टू गिव द मार्क्स to the learner when he is able to complete the task, not what they are writing the answers at their respective courses and programs. That's why this vocational pedagogy is different from the academic pedagogy. Now, what type of vocational pedagogy we have to include in your respective programs? Academic skills. What are the academic skills? As like we have explained in our all curricula, a document stated, you can download from the UGC web page that is available. That is National Curriculum Framework of NEP for undergraduate programs, and where general workplace skills, that is, and third is job specific skills, where I just give an example. One or two courses. One course is, for instance, certificate or diploma or undergraduate program. As per the new guidelines as issued by UGC, first year will be having 2 semesters and each semester is having 40 credits. And we have shown in the previous slides of 6-7 categories where skill enhancement courses is there and your minor courses and major courses are there. Minor courses, you have to take the theory of the vocational education, and skill enhancement courses, we have to take your own hands-on experiences. So job specific skills required, as I give एक repairs करके दिया है टीवी या मोबाइल, उसने वो पूरा complete करके दिया, that is hands-on experience he has learned, and theory, what theory has stated to learn how to design this basically motherboard of the computer or laptop or any core skills programs. So project and written scenario are linked with the curriculum, all these skills. This becomes the vocational pedagogy. Now you are going to start to you're designing the curriculum You have to raise the questions. First, what are the aims and objectives of the curriculum? Which learning experiences meet these aims and objectives? Third, you should highlight how can the extent to which these aims and objectives have been evaluated. How can these learning experiences be organized? Some of the assessment methodology has been explained in this curriculum framework which has been recently notified by UGC. But if you see 1 to 10 levels they have given for giving the marking and grading to the students as per their learning skills, what level he learns. Now coming to the next question, at whom is the educational process aimed? You have to define target group for whom you have designed this vocational curriculum. And second, what goals and qualifications are to be achieved after this curriculum or training, vocational training to be delivered to target groups. What contents are to be learned? What teaching methods and are to be used? It is conventional teaching or hybrid mode, online, distance learning. It is depending upon the institution and the organization where this program to be organized and how is the result to be tested. It is been designed this program the way the construction designer wants to deliver, or it is evaluated as per the industry needs. You have to design this curricula accordingly. Now let me brief and sum up. The characteristics of the vocational curriculum is, first, transferring skills. Second point, you should focus on vocational interest, because despite all efforts, the enrollment in the vocational education program is just like 5% in India as compared to Germany or Korea, where more than 60-75% students are enrolled in vocational education programs. So workers' characteristics and behaviors, academic abilities and potential. Every learners have their own learning styles. Some are good in theory and some are good in practical. You have to design this curricula accordingly. And learning styles depending upon the work aptitudes and ability. And vocational curriculum, more focus should be given situation-based learning, learning by doing what we said, and suitable employment alternative. If he or she is not able to get the particular job, and they can join the other job if not ever have, because he should have a multiple skills. One is core skills, what we describe, academic skills, employability skills, entrepreneurship skills. This curricula should incorporate all these vocational curriculum programs. Now coming to your role as a vocational teacher or trainer, what to do? List the tasks in relation to each competency, whatever curriculum you design. Design a format for presenting the breakdown of tasks into components. एक स्टेप दिया, हाउ टू रिकॉग्नाइज द टूल्स, फर्स्ट स्टेप्स. एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ, एक करिकुलर सिलेबस हमने बनाया सर्टिफिकेट इन ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग. एक सेकंड प्रोग्राम बनाया हमने कि फैशन डिजाइन जो हम चला रहे हैं यहाँ पे. तो सबसे पहला है कि उसका इंट्रोडक्शन जो हम देंगे कि उसकी प्रायर लर्निंग क्या है, क्या फैशन डिजाइन, ऑटोमोबाइल क्या है, उसकी कहाँ जरूरत पड़ती है. एक बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन देने के बाद हमने इसको टूल्स के बारे में बताया ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग के, आप टूल्स क्या है. So how to handle tools? What are the tool names? So introduction to tools and safety measures as an employee, as a labor. So these steps we started in designing the format of presenting the breakdown of tasks into components and break each task into components of knowledge, skill and attitudes. Here I would like to see, because our all theories and learning theories scholars says in all across the globe, the three learning skills, that is knowledge, skill and attitudes, learning objective. But I would like to add here, experience-based learning is a fourth point, because knowledge is there, skills are there, attitudes is there, but attitude change on the job performance. So vocational required this type of performance. Then you have to identify social skills required for the task. What are the social skills required? And I will discuss here details and state each components in terms of measurable learning outcome, because your curriculum should be based on learning outcome based, not as like we are doing mostly in academic courses. We have a syllabus, we refer to our textbooks, and we ask the students we have taken lectures and then assignments and then conduct the exam. But here we require different components and for different evaluation methodology for academic as well as vocational courses. And coming to a most important point is that you are going to start employable training, and you say this is not my role, but as academia, you are concerned with your own subject, but this approach of multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary, you have to give the employability skills concerned, what employability and when it will be given, which semester course, that broad basket what UGC has given curriculum framework, where it should be given employability training, and whom will be given target group, how training methodology. So intending outcome, basically we want to transit skills among our graduates for enhancing the employability. This is the basic questions which we have raised, and while you are designing this, we require separate workshop and training programs for designing the vocational curriculum. Not a here, this is a sensitized sessions, what new education policy discuss on the context of the vocational education in general, and in brief, how this role of teachers and faculty changed while you are implementing the curriculum framework at your respective institutions. So let us now, I would like to share with you present scenario and best practices what we are doing in IGNOU and School of Vocational Education in general. That is, you see, first the Government of India's reports, we required, you might be having a lot of questions, sir, किस एरिया में हमने वोकेशनल प्रोग्राम को डेवलप करना है और लेना है और कैसे इसको डिजाइन करना है और डिलीवर करना है. सबसे पहले मैं जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की रिपोर्ट से है, आप स्क्रीन पे देखिए कि हमें 128.2 मिलियन इस 22 दिसंबर को एंड तक अभी जो आ रहा है 34 सेक्टर्स में ट्रेन करना है. सबसे ज़्यादा कंस्ट्रक्शंस में 32 मिलियन, रिटेल सेक्टर्स, ब्यूटी एंड वायरलेस, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट 32 सेक्टर्स है और रिपोर्ट्स अवेलेबल है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्किल डेवलपमेंट में, आप डाउनलोड करके देख सकते हैं. जो मैंने समराइज किया है कि 1/3 पीपल टू बी ट्रेन इन दिस सेक्टर्स. वी डोंट हैव स्टैटिस्टिक्स एट द मोमेंट हाउ मेनी ऑफ देम trained so far. If you see the ministry report, that is more than 1/3, I think more than 50% people are already trained. Now, whether this training model, because a lot of schemes are being given under that sector, which shows कि service sector, you see, you know, most of people, those who are doing this program, very much aware, economy is divided in 3 sectors: primary sector, agriculture, or manufacturing industry, and service sector. So service sector job is more demanded in comparison to other 2 sectors, hardcore skills concerned. So how it will be delivered? Where it will be regulating authority? We have National Council for Vocational Education Training. What is its role? When you are designing the course curricula, and we have given this particular area, retail, or you see in previous slide we discussed banking, insurance, 37 sector skill councils are there. So qualification, approval, and awarding body and assessment agency. Earlier it was National Skill Development Agency, which was giving the importance to vocational education recognition. But we have to, because colleges and university, our regulating body is UGC, University Grant Commission. So University Grant Commission, along with this National Council for Vocational Education, NCVT, will come out this document which we have shared with you, and what are the schemes are being offered at the moment national level. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and we have National Skill Development Corporation, which is a public-private partnership, which have a body of development of the Sector Skill Council. What are the Sector Skill Council? What are their roles? We will discuss. National Council for Education, Jan Shiksha Sansthan, and National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business, and Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship. In addition to that, we have ITIs and botanicals, and also most of the State Board of Education and the CBSCs are affiliated schools are offering vocational programs. Then the Sector Skill Council role is to formulate the occupational standard and qualification body to develop competency framework, because you cannot design the programs by own. If you see the document, you have to take the job role to define. As like I have defined the job role of auto mechanic, he is a technician. After 5 years, he will be senior technician, and after 10 years, he will be managers in automobile industry. So some of the questions people raise, how it will be different from the BTech and the BA in vocational education. I said BTech is giving more focus on hardcore skills. Here it is giving service skills. So skills, automobile mechanic is require hardcore skills as well. So it all depends upon the vocational curriculum, the way you had designed. And second, each national occupational standard defines one key function. For instance, I designed the particular one program in fashion design. See, in the first we have given major focus, it is a beginner. Anybody who are fresh +2 level and he joined our programs, he is not aware any knowledge of vocational programs, we brief them history of vocational education and fashion design education in India approach. What are the fashion in India and global scenario? We come out second with pattern making, designing of the fashion design. So job role is, if you have passed certificate level, you will be given as a retail service sector, entrepreneur or pattern maker. When you go for diploma level, you should have a senior and superior, and you have experience and higher qualification. So that job role to be defined after diploma, certificate and graduation degree, what you will be getting job in this industry sector. So each NOS, that is National Occupation Standard, must be coincide and edible document, usually consisting of not more than 5 or 6 pages. But if you see the document available already, NSDC or Ministry of Skill Development web pages, you can download that describe functions, standards and performance of knowledge and understanding of the Sector Skill Council. I will not touch much upon that, but I have briefed the role of Sector Skill Council is very important when you are taking the curricula and designing the curricula. Or the most important point is there is a need for integrating training courses with apprenticeship due to exceptional growth in service sector, as just mentioned. And if you see the curriculum framework, 2 to 4 credits internship is must for the graduates, because it is not awarding degree on the basis of the theoretical. You should have experiences or internship. With a view to foster apprenticeship in the country, and because of Act, our Apprenticeship Act already in house and implemented in India since December 2014, and subsequently National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme was launched in August 2016 to incentivize the employers to take more apprenticeship schemes. So these are the integral part of your curriculum. How will be implemented? Theoretical guidelines, as a teachers, we have to be very careful, because we are not getting all the infrastructure what we required in our respective institutions. What to do? First, entrepreneurship orientation module has been integrated under the employability, and entrepreneurship and life skills as one of the national occupation standard as mentioned in Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas courses. In ITI courses, the module on entrepreneurship is already integrated as a section in the employability skills. And the last point which I would like to highlight here, to promote a culture of entrepreneurship among youth, Ministry instructed National Entrepreneurship Award in 2016 to recognize and honor outstanding entrepreneurs and startups. But most important point, what we are doing here in IGNOU, as School of Vocational Education and Training IGNOU, we are offering program from certificate to PhD level. You see, a certificate in communication, IT skills, and doctorate level PhD program in vocational education. And we have master level program, Master of Science Information Security, and Master of Arts Entrepreneurship, because we are giving focus on entrepreneurship, and Bachelor of Arts Vocational Study Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. The 3 degree level programs recently introduced last year under my leadership. We have designed these degree level programs, and our university has supported for these 3 programs, which are going very well, and we will highlight some experiences. We have also, PG diploma and certificate level programs, that is PGDPS for medical sales management, and postgraduate diploma information security and finance accounting. These courses, if you see master level programs, it is designed as per the NEP 2020. After 1 year of 2 semesters in students complete, he will have exit option. He can go and with the diploma, PG diploma, options are there. And both the program, master level program, entrepreneurship skills and information security. After 2 semesters, student have exit option. After 5 year or 6 year, if he want to come back, he can join later entry, and the kid will be transferred in our respective programs, and he will be awarded master level degree programs. So coming to the last, what are the skills component? Just let me highlight. Information security skills, we cover security analytical skills, project management skills, and data sciences, analytical skills, soft skills, and post-modern and deep forensic skills. And in the case of this particularly, one of the most important point, what we are giving in practical courses. But you see, certificate in fashion design we started. We have giving critical skills, communication skills, swing skills, and skills, entrepreneurship skill. That is also we have been giving in this particular, this how to deliver. You see, online. It is not, we require more labs. It doesn't require, this is live. We have conducted online, blended mode, as well as face-to-face in our schools. And we ask the students to bring raw materials and they perform their activity at the end of the day and they produce the final product. So product management, portfolio management on the sport evaluations, and you see how learners are able to perform this skill in distance learning and online learning practical activities. And we come out, you see, we asked the students to online. This is few days back, day before yesterday, we had online counseling sessions, and we have given to the learners. Learners were, and the camera were on, and learners were performed, and they are sitting across different regions of this country, and they were able to perform the activities. And we have conducted online counseling session them, and then we have provided study materials to them. One of the course of this particular programs and online, that MOOC, we have also swam, where we call pattern making course, and more than 1,000 students are enrolled, and that is online platform. People say have difficulty, it is not possible, it requires a lot of money, infrastructure, and to offer the vocational skill development program. But our experiences, which we have implemented since last 3 years, and we designed these skill programs in the context of the fashion design, information skills, information security, and entrepreneurship and small medium enterprises skills, where there is not huge investment required. If your institutions are facing problem to get the funding, we have a option. The new education policy document also stated that students have options to use MOOC courses, their credit will be transferred. So both options are available. It is depending upon the institution to institutions, and you can design your own courses. List of vocational trades available in UGC web page. Where Sector Skill Council identified 37 sector skill councils. If you want to award body, assessing body, then contact your NCVT. Or if you want to take IGNOR programs or our certificate programs, your learner can also join our vocational programs, our skill programs. List is available on IGNOR web page, and few of them I highlighted. And these credits will be transferred in your all academic courses across the country, your all institutions. This type of brief I highlighted. I hope you enjoyed, but last me these students have designed live, and that is accepted for in fashion industry for job perspective. Few years back, this designing we have given to learner skills or all certificate program, certificate in fashion design program. On the basis of these skills, I received communication day before yesterday. She got job offer one of the industry for this garment industry, and she joined, maybe joining within few days.
Thank you so much, Professor Gawa, for a very extensive and elaborate presentation before our teachers, colleagues who are joining this professional development program on National Education Policy 2020.